Hi everyone, I'm Anita Winters. Welcome to my channel. Today we're doing something a little bit different and fun. Grab a couple of pencils, a sharpener, an eraser, some coloring pencils, a piece of paper, and carbon paper if you got one. Sounds interesting, right? We're trying out another art therapy exercise from Christine Watson's book, Art Therapy. It's such a cool book, full of easy, inspiring ways to relax, de-stress, and spark your creativity. So for today's exercise, we're going to trace a picture of a flower garden. I actually tried snapping some photos myself in a few nearby gardens, but you know how it goes. In real life, they look beautiful, but on the picture, they just didn't capture the magic. So instead, I picked one from an online source, and that works perfectly for this activity. Almost forgot. Just a quick update. I've recently added some more free resources to my website. So now you have a choice of 4 colorful, bright backgrounds for your doodles to try on, as well as some pattern prompts and some art therapy exercises and some of my complete works. Everything is free to download and the link is in the description. The great thing about drawing flowers is how positive and uplifting it feels. Flowers instantly remind us of summer, warm days, and those little moments of peace and happiness. And the best part? This exercise is super easy, and the results are really attractive, even if you don't think you are good at drawing. It's one of those activities that just relaxes your mind, sparks good memories, and leaves you with something colorful and joyful at the end. Now, tracing can be done in a few different ways. If you don't have carbon paper, you can also just sketch lightly from a picture, or even better, from real life if you've got some flowers nearby. The point isn't to get every tiny detail perfect. You don't need to trace every little leaf or petal. You can always add details later when you're coloring. In the book, the author actually suggests practicing different patterns first, like filling spaces with dots, lines, or other textures. I decided to skip that step this time just because I was too excited to jump straight into the flowers. And also, if you are following me on this channel, I am very precise with the little details. And yeah, I just didn't think I need to practice. But honestly, it's a great idea if you want to loosen up your hand and add more variety to your drawing. For this exercise, I'm actually using carbon paper just because that's what I had at home. But if you're going to buy one, I would definitely suggest getting graphite paper instead. It's made for artists, so the lines come out much lighter and cleaner, and you can erase them easily if you need to. With carbon paper, the lines are darker and a bit messy, and once they're on the page, they don't really come off. Graphite gives you way more flexibility. Your outlines won't show through as much once you start coloring, and everything just feels a bit neater and easier to work with. Now, don't worry about making your picture look super realistic. That's not the goal here. The whole point is to relax, enjoy the process, and just to let yourself absorb what you are doing. After you finish tracing, it's a really nice idea to go over the outlines with a black pen or fine liner. It gives the picture more definition and makes it pop once you start adding color. When you start filling it in, focus on creating a bright, summery look. Flowers are such a positive subject. They instantly lift your mood and remind you of warmth, sunlight, and happy memories. Even just looking at the page full of color can make you feel more optimistic. This exercise also helps with patience and concentration. You slow down, you focus on small details, and for a little while, your mind just switches off from all the noise of everyday life. It's a kind of mindfulness. Your hands are busy, your mind is calmer, and you are training yourself to stay present in the moment. Another great thing is that you don't need to follow the reference too strictly. Once you have the outlines, you can experiment. Change up the colors, add little patterns, or even invent flowers that don't exist in real world. It's a chance to play with creativity without any pressure. And when you are done, you'll have this cheerful artwork that not only looks lovely, but also reflects the time you spent just for yourself, distressing and recharging. Flowers and gardens have always been a favorite subject for artists. Take Claude Monet, for example. He spent decades painting his garden in Giverny. His water lilies, Japanese bridge, and garden pathways are some of the most famous paintings in the world. What's amazing is that he wasn't just painting plants, he was capturing light, mood, and the feeling of being in that peaceful place. Then there is Vincent van Gogh, who poured so much energy into his sunflowers and irises. You can almost feel the movement in his brushstrokes, like the flowers are alive. He once said that painting flowers helped him practice using color and express his emotions. Later, Georgia O'Keeffe became well known for her huge close-up flower paintings. Instead of showing a whole garden, she zoomed in on just one bloom, turning it into something powerful and almost abstract. She said flowers were often overlooked because they were small and delicate. So she painted them big so people couldn't ignore their beauty. And it's not just these well-known names across cultures. Artists have turned to flowers and nature for inspiration. In Japanese art, cherry blossoms have been painted for centuries as a symbol of beauty and the passing of time. In traditional Indian art, lotus flowers are everywhere, carrying spiritual meaning as well as beauty. Even in folk art across Europe, you'll see patterns of flowers used to brighten up everyday objects. So when we sit here tracing and coloring a simple flower garden, we are actually part of a long tradition. Artists have always looked at flowers not as just decoration, but as a way to express peace, joy, memory, and sometimes even deeper emotions. And that's what makes this exercise so powerful. It connects us with that same sense of wonder. And that's it for today's exercise. Thanks so much for watching and spending this creative time with me. If you decide to give this a try, I'd love to hear how it went for you. Did it help you relax? Did you enjoy the process? And what did your flower garden turn out like? Drop a comment and let me know. It always makes me happy to see your experiences. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you'd like to join me for more art therapy activities. Until the next time, keep creating and take care.